Hi guys, I'm back and today we rate every Mercurial Superfly and Vapor dropped in 2019. Please make sure you help me out and subscribe and smash that like button. Let's go. Alright, we are kicking things off with the Black Lux Superfly. This launched on the 4th of January 2019. We give it a 7 out of 10. It's got a flawless black design. Apart from that horrific swoosh design, that design template of that swoosh on that Superfly 6 is not the best. I don't know what Nike were thinking when they're creating that swoosh design. It's got a spotted sort of design in gold. It's not the best for this type of football boot. It would have looked better with a border as well. But in terms of the Nike design phase, I feel like they were halfway in the process and they've just said that's it, let's do it, let's leave it at that. With that really horrible swoosh design. It's only a 7 out of 10. If it had a better swoosh design, it may have been a 10. The next one, the Game Over Superfly, we rate it at a smashing 9 out of 10. Now this is a stunning pair of football boots. Again, we have that annoying swoosh logo. Maybe if it had a better swoosh logo, it would have been a 10, as well as the color being dark grey. I think this would have looked better if it was all black and yellow, but that racing yellow design is really nice. Rolling under that sole plate there, I think this is a really nice design template. In terms of the color scheme, I think black would have looked better, and that probably would have made it a 10, but a smashing colorway nonetheless. The Silencio Neymar Vapor, 6 out of 10. Now this was released on the 21st of February, and it's had some mixed reviews. Shh is not about me silencing the rest of the world, it's about me going silent and focusing on what I have to do for my future as a player and as a man. I think this is some shite inspiration, to be honest. I think when you hear the name Silencio, you think about Neymar shushing the haters, as it's got shh all across the bottom of the boot. I think it's got the wrong design concept, and Neymar was injured as well. So the boot drop had to wait upon his return from injury, hence why it's a 6 out of 10, and we have sort of seen a grey, red and black from Nike for Neymar before, so not the greatest rating in my opinion. Dropped on the 1st of March, this is a special edition for Joseph Martinez of Atlanta United. We've given it a 7 out of 10. Now this is pretty much a copy of the Mbappe 2018 Superflies, that silver version, and the orange and black cheetah design. I think that was a copy of the original Superfly 6 for Kim Jones for CR7 as well. I think overall the boot designs are great, but again, just a copy of what was used before by Nike. And I think Martinez, the type of player who to score 30 goals in the MLS, but put him in the Prem, he'll score about 3.
Because Joseph Martinez wants you to commit.
I think 7 out of 10 is a fair rating. The next one we see is the Victory Woman Superfly launched on the 11th of March, 6 out of 10. This colorway is very underwhelming in my opinion. If little Billy went into the shoe store and said, "Mummy, can you buy me this pair of boots?" I think she's going to say no for a grey pair of football boots. £230 for a grey pair of football boots. I don't think a lot of kids are going to get their parents to buy these for them, hence why it's such a low rating. 6 out of 10, it's not the best design, and it's not the worst design either. Next one, Level Up Superfly. Now this is one classy football boot, 8 out of 10, launched on the 25th of March. The inspiration is about CR7's 7 chapter football boots, and it's got that little band design on the forefoot, on the collar there, on the sole plate, and on the heel of the boots. I think this is a super classy design and a nice boot to cap off those 7 chapter boots. White out design, that swoosh in black is very nice. Overall, I'm not a massive fan of that band design, but again, that safari print is slick. If you see these in the dark, they will glow in the dark. That safari print is amazing. But to be honest, who plays football in the dark? It's not a greatest design feature. But again, nonetheless, it's a very classy football boot, 8 out of 10. We are heading up the customs game with Adrian's Customs, creating this Air Max Day Vapor. Now this is a stunning custom design, 8 out of 10 in my opinion. It's a design of a particular Air Max, and I have to say he's done a very good job. Overall, the color scheme is actually quite bad. I mean, you've got brown, you've got orange, you've got white, you've got the safari print, orange and yellow as well, a bit of black on the laces as well. Overall, there's so many colors going on. I think it's a nice concept, but overall not well done completely. I think 8 out of 10 is a fair rating. One word, stunning. This is the Euphoria Mode Mercurial. Now this is one of the best gradient designs I've ever seen on a Nike football. It launched on the 9th of April.
Oh my God! Wow!
A stunning template and color scheme. It's got a snowy sort of gradient, crimson at the top and flows down to a white on the bottom of the heel and on the sole plate. The swoosh is in black. I think that swoosh looks really good, but this has to be one of the best Nike Mercurials of 2019. A 9 out of 10, stunning pair of football boots. Next one we see dropped on the 18th of April is another custom design. This is the Gabon Panther boot for Aubameyang. This is an absolute woeful pair of football boots. Look at that design on the back of the boots. That's that Jaguar print design, the Black Panther design. halved with a Aubameyang face. This is of the Black Lux Superfly, and on the other side it's the Gabon Panther in that Gabonese flag as well. 14 on the back of the heel. I think this looks awful. It's a nice design and concept, but overall package is awful. It's on that Black Lux design. I just think the horrible color scheme. The designer's actually done really well on putting his face with half Black Panther and half Aubameyang, but overall 4 out of 10 for this one. Next one we see, launched in May, this is the special edition CR7 Superfly, and I have to say, what were Nike thinking? This is probably the most egotistical boot ever. You might as well put his face on it too. How much money he earns as well. Let's just slap it on there. Personally, I think this is just a woeful design. The color scheme is absolutely perfect though. Black, gold and white. Stunning color scheme, but overall having Cristiano slapped on the side of the boots, I just think it's so egotistical. Not the greatest. 2 out of 10 in my eyes. Next one launched on the 17th of May is the Euphoria Gold Mercurial. Now this is probably one of the best designs of 2019. A 10 out of 10 in my eyes. It copies the Euphoria mode template, white on the top and gold on the bottom with that really nice gold sole plate, gold swoosh logos and white laces. This is a stunning pair of football boots. Holy mother of God. Probably one of the best Mercurial Vapors I've ever seen. I think someone like Eden Hazard or Luka Modric wearing it for Real Madrid would look pretty ridiculous. An easy 10 out of 10. Next Mercurial's drop is the Vapor Nike by You, launched on the 5th of June. Now this is pretty much a complete Nike ID series. And usually Nike offer a lot of color differences, but overall I've chosen this one, the black one with a bit of multicolor on that Flyknit as well. Black swoosh, I think this is quite a nice design, as well as the white there on this design as well. I think they're pretty cool, not the greatest in terms of design, but overall pretty strong, a 7 out of 10. Next one is the Dani Alves Superfly, launched on the 20th of June. Now this is one of the worst color schemes I've ever seen on a Mercurial. What is this design? Is that a man wearing a balaclava on that forefoot there? The color scheme of grey, black, white and that multicolor design, it just doesn't work for me. Dani Alves did wear this in the Copa America. Brazil did win, so that's a little note to why it's probably more than a 1 or 2 out of 10, but overall this is a 3 out of 10. The combo of grey, black and that pattern looks awful, and the man wearing a balaclava on the forefoot is just horrendous. 3 out of 10. Next up we are hitting the new generation of Mercurial Vapor and Superfly. Now this is launched in a very unique color for a launch Mercurial. It's blue this time round, and that new Nike swoosh design actually looks very good. Now this is all about the new generation. It has a high tenacity yarn. It's a different Flyknit design. It's much more tighter on the foot. It's more flexible and it's more comfortable at the same time. But overall, this is a great launch color we don't often see. Blue and white really works for this design. 8 out of 10 is an easy pick for this one. Often launched when a new generation comes out is a blackout version of that football boot. Now this is the under the radar Superfly. I've given it a solid 7 out of 10. Not much to say about this boot. It's a blackout with a bit of silver on that Nike swoosh logo. 7 out of 10. You can't really complain with a blackout boot. Next one is the Laser Orange Limited Edition Mercurial Superfly. Now I think this could have been the launched colorway for the Superfly 7. I think it would have worked just as good as that blue. Launched on the 8th of July. A very underrated design, and that iridescent sole plate is why I've given it an 8 out of 10. It's just a perfect combination of orange, black, white and that iridescent sole plate. I think laser orange always works on a Mercurial Superfly as well. And the Mercurial branding in white, I think that works really well as well. It could have been black, but I think it works in white as well. And under that sole plate, yeah, it just looks stunning. I think this could have been one of the best Superflies of the year. Now Nike have done Ronaldo very badly this year in 2019. Now this is the Superfly Superfly. This is the latest China Superfly edition launched for him. I've given it a 5 out of 10 because it was launched on the 12th of July. It's pretty much a copy of that blue launch design. I personally don't like that design anyway. It's got Chinese writing scattered all across that upper there. The swoosh is actually quite nice in that crimson. But overall, I just think it's a bit of a meh boot. 5 out of 10. It's not the greatest compared to previous China Superflies we've seen with that red and gold. Overall, this one is very underwhelming for a limited edition Cristiano Ronaldo football boot. Yeah, so 5 out of 10, I think that's fair. Next up is the Speed Freak Vapor for Neymar. Now this is a solid 7 out of 10, launched on the 26th of August. Now Neymar's sprint speed is 89 on FIFA 20, Mbappe's is 96 on FIFA 20. I think this should have been better for Kylian Mbappe of PSG. Mbappe is rapid, Neymar is not so rapid, and Neymar's previous Silencio Vapor was grey, black and red as well. Why have they used that same colour scheme again? Overall, in terms of design, I think it's nice with those racing graphics on the swoosh logo And on the back of the boot, those little details on the heel are very, very nice as well, which is why it's a 7 out of 10. I think Neymar, though, probably was the wrong person. I think Kylian Mbappe would have suited this boot for the Superfly because he is the real speed freak. Still strong, though, at a 7 out of 10. Now, very much like the Under the Radar Mercurial, this is the TechCraft Mercurial Vapor. And this is an 8 out of 10, there's 7 out of 10 for the Under Radar because it was just a standard edition. This was all leather, all K leather, and a very, very super thin version of that Vapor as well. No fly nut on this boot, a super thin K leather, and it's very, very thin as well. 8 out of 10, a strong design. I think it's super classy. Could have got a 9 out of 10, but I think that leather does actually take away from the fly nut. It's not as responsive, but still strong 8 out of 10. Straight after that black, we see an all whiteout. Now, we don't often see a whiteout Nike Mercurial. This is the Nuevo White, and I think this is stunning. This is 9 out of 10. An absolute stunning pair of football boots from Nike. We did see Luka Modric wearing these for Real Madrid, an all white kit with an all white pair of football boots. This is stunning. It's almost a Ballon d'Or boot. I think it's that good with that iridescent touch on the Nike swoosh and a bit of that pearl white on the sole plate as well. Overall, we don't often see a whiteout design by Nike, but I think it does work on the Mercurial. 9 out of 10, an easy pick for this one. Next up is the Dream Speed Superfly. Now this is a bit of a meh colorway. I've given it a 6 out of 10. It's not poor, but it's not that great as well. It's a navy design, 001 on the side of the boot. I think it's a bit obnoxious, a big bold number on the side of the boot. ACC on the other side as well. I think this boot and colorway is not really the greatest concept. It's no signature boot, it's not for CR7, it's not for Mbappe, it's not for Sam Kerr. They all wore this though. I think it's not the greatest start to a Dream Speed series. 6 out of 10. Next up is the Special Edition Victory Vapor. Now this is for the USA women's team that won the World Cup in 2019. I've given it a 7 out of 10 because it is white and it is gold, but it does copy that Victory Pack design seen on the heel there. And why has Nike given this an orange border on that swoosh logo? Why have they given it orange? I think it's just copy from that Victory Pack. I would have done a gold border or a gold swoosh logo with a black border. Yeah, I think this is a bit of a lazy football boot. It probably could have been higher if it did use a unique design, but overall, white and gold, you can't complain. Next up, we are looking at the Singles Day Vapor. Now this is a 7 out of 10 in my opinion. Launched on the 11th of November. It has a nice color scheme, but does remind me a lot of Nike ID. This is sort of looking like the Nike by You designs we saw earlier. Black, orange, and a bit of white, and that sort of weaving color with that black and orange on that fly net. I think that's a nice touch, and that's why it's a 7 out of 10. It does remind me a lot of those laser orange Superflies we saw as well, with those different multicolor branding, with white, orange, and black working very well there. A strong 7 out of 10. Next up, wowee. Now look at this dark green and yellow custom design for James McLean of Ireland. This is an Ireland custom made by a very, very nice custom designer. Overall, I think this is actually looking really sharp. 8 out of 10. It was launched on the 18th of November when James McLean was playing for Ireland. I think these are actually really, really nice. Only downfall is it's worn by McLean, who plays for Stoke City in the Championship. Again, not the biggest player to wear this design, but overall, I think the design has actually really, really works in that dark green with that pop of that yellow on the branding as well. Strong 8 out of 10. Next up, the Terra Mercurial, 5 out of 10. Now, I think if you ask Little Billy, like the Victory Pack Mercurial as well, if you ask Little Billy to walk into a store and ask Mummy to buy him the Terra Pack Mercurial Superfly, I think his mummy would just laugh at him. This is horrible. This is horrible. It's almost an unfinished colorway. I know it's got that earthy design with that green and blue on the sole plate, but overall, I think if you're going to pay £230 for a pair of football boots, you're not going to get this one. Little Billy is not going to get these football boots. They're just horrible, a 5 out of 10. The next one we see is the special edition Megan Rapinoe Vapor. Now you couldn't buy this one. It has a combination of pink and gold. Pink inspired by Megan Rapinoe's hair. She pretty much won everything in 2019, the World Cup, the Ballon d'Or, and the Golden Ball as well for the best player at the World Cup. 5 out of 10. Now this is arguably one of the worst color schemes I've ever seen. Pink and gold. This was not available to buy as well, which is why it's such a low score of 5 out of 10. But pink and gold, I can understand why you've added gold, but pink and gold just do not work together. Next up, we end this video on a belter of a football boot. Now this is Kylian Mbappe's first ever signature Mercurial. This is a strong 9 out of 10 and arguably one of the best Mercurials we saw in 2019. Green, white, and gold. The gold touches on the swoosh logo and the sole plate are very, very nice. This is the Bondy edition, the suburb which Mbappe grew up in Paris when he was learning to play football. But white and green, I think this is what signature colorways should look like for players like Ronaldo, players like Messi, players like Mbappe, and big players should get very unique custom signature boots, and Nike absolutely nailed it with the Bondi Mbappe Superfly, 9 out of 10. Okay, I've rated all the Mercurials launched in 2019 and included some customs as well. Which was your favourite? Please leave it in the comment section below, and please leave any suggestions on what boots I should rate next. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.